Yes, our April read on the Consumer Price Index, headline number expected to be up 0.4, is up 0.4. High watermark there was up 1.2. That was back in June of 22. If we look at ex-food and energy, or core, it is also expected to be up 0.4, and it is up 0.4. High watermark there, well, that was up 0.8 in April of 21. And if we look at the year-over-year numbers, 4.9 on year-over-year headline. It has gone down every month since 9.1 extreme in June of 22, which was the extreme since 1981. And if we look at core year-over-year, 5.5, exactly as expected. And the high water mark there, 6.6. That was in September of last year, the high of 1982, to go back that far. And that is where the stickiness is. There isn't sticky in year-over-year headline. The stickiness is in the core. If you just look at the last 3 or 4 months, we have 5.5 this month, 5.6 last month, 5.5 before that, 5.6 in Jan, 5.7 in D's. Then in November, you're at 6%. That's where the drop-off started. So there's the congestion. But the markets are weighing in very quickly here, panel. Rates are moving down. 2-year rates are moving down. They're at 3.95. They were at 4.05. They're down 10 basis points. We're down about 5 basis points in a 10-year. And we've rallied nicely in the pre-opening Dow futures, now up 100 points. So the market is speaking, and it certainly doesn't seem to be bugged at all by the year-over-year core. Panel,
you
back
got that
to
right,
you.
Rick. Let's bring in some of the rest of our panel for some instant reaction to that number. Tyler, what do you think? That was not hotter than expected. In fact, in some cases, a little weaker, even the year-over-year, if you're looking at the headline.
I think the year-over-year was weaker, and I suspect a lot of people like myself have been looking at the Cleveland Fed nowcasts, which were suggesting a hotter-than-expected number, so there's probably a bit of relief that it came in with consensus. You know, in terms of causes for worry, a lot of this still looks like it's driven by energy disinflation, the shelter.
I'm going to mute CNBC here for a second just to give my 2 thoughts on this. Obviously, this is a good development. We had 3 scenarios going into today. Scenario number 1 was 5.3 and above. That would have led to a market crash. Scenario number 2 was 5 to 5.2, which would have been pretty much flat. And the best case scenario for the market short term was 4.9 and below. So we hit that border of 4.9, which means that I expect to see a very positive reaction from the market. This is a better than expected number. As you can see it flashing on the screen, 4.9, less than expected, which means the market should reprice equity prices and bonds, et cetera, according to the new numbers of inflation. This is good news. And also, this is the final stamp in my theory that the Fed is not going to raise rates anymore this year. In fact, this is another catalyst that seems to point to the fact that we might see rate reductions this year, potentially closer towards the end of 2023. With a 4.9% inflation, the Fed is getting a very comfortable situation in which it should not probably raise any more rates. In fact, this is also good news for the banking industry, specifically the mid-tier regional banks, which now can afford to actually survive because the Fed is not going to press on interest rates as hard as they had before. Good news all around, good numbers all around, absolutely terrific. If you're looking for some good news this morning, here it is. Before I let you guys go, I just want to point out to the fact that if you want to hang out with me and my community and be a part of it, we have a terrific Discord server. Right now, there's a conversation going on. I can show you as we speak, just so you see that what I'm talking about. There's a conversation going on right now. This is our Discord server. And if I go here to public chat, there's a conversation right now going on. I just typed, Greg, you nailed it at 4.9% CPI. We had a poll running for the whole day. There's the whole discussion. This is just from today. The whole discussion about the Fed. As you can see here, we had the recap of every single expectation. And our community manager, he bet it's going to be 4.9. Honestly, not sure this time around, but I think we get a 4.9. He said this yesterday, about 24 hours ago. So this community is absolutely amazing. Come hang out with us. Come learn with us. Some of the smartest people is on this Discord. You can join it by joining my Patreon page. The link is going to be below. Join it, join the community, say hello when you get there. We have a Zoom call. We just had one this morning before this Fed meeting to prep. We have another Zoom call today at 3:30 p.m. If you sign up today, you can actually join a 3:30 Zoom call in which we will cover Palantir earnings, the Fed results, and all that good stuff. I hope to see you in my community. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye.